So the movie Frozen 2 recently came out and it was a big hit at the box office. An online post entitled Frozen 2 Box Office, All the Records Broken by HollywoodReporter.com states, Disney's sequel to the 2013 animated blockbuster exceeded all expectations in its debut, including setting a slew of new box office milestones. Walt Disney Animation's Frozen 2 created a global blizzard in its box office debut, grossing an estimated $130 million in North America and $228.2 million internationally for a worldwide start of $358.2 million. That's ahead of Sunday's estimates, which showed The Family Pick debuting to a record-shattering $127 million domestically and $350.2 million globally. I expected Frozen 2 to be full of magic like the original Frozen movie, and it was, but it's even deeper than the original Frozen. Frozen 2 is like an advertisement for witchcraft for children. In other words, not a very good movie for parents to take their children to if they want to teach them Christian values. And I'm gonna get into that in just a minute. But before I do, I want to thank Give Glory to Him for sponsoring this video. Give Glory to Him is a ministry that produces inspirational Christian music to bless and uplift people while giving glory to God. Give Glory to Him also has a YouTube channel with a variety of Christian music videos. I'm personally subscribed to their channel and suggest that you subscribe and check out some of their videos as well. Click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen or the link in the video description to subscribe to Give Glory to Him on YouTube. Now in Frozen 2, Elsa is called by a mysterious voice to the enchanted forest, ruled by the spirits of earth, wind, fire, and water. There are even 4 pillars set up at the entrance of this forest to symbolize these spirits. The inhabitants of the forest, called the North Uldra people, look like Native Americans and they practice magic. The North Uldra people of the Enchanted Forest and the 4 elemental spirits have a lot in common with Wicca witchcraft. For example, an online post entitled Elements and Correspondences by thenewpagan.wordpress.com states, The 4 elements of earth, air, fire, and water are very important for most Wiccans. A 5th element, ether, spirit, akasha, is also used in many Wiccan traditions. These elements are symbolic of physical, spiritual, and emotional attributes and are part of nature and ourselves. Ancient Greeks believed these 4 elements were at the root of all existing matter. Some see the points of the pentagram as representing the 5 elements. The elements are commonly invoked at the beginning of rituals or used in their physical forms to symbolically purify the ritual circle. So Wiccans interact with these nature spirits. Now, in the Frozen 2 movie, the North Uldra people of the Enchanted Forest and the magic they practice is painted in a positive light and they are described as good people. But the Bible has nothing good to say about witchcraft and occult practices. For example, Deuteronomy chapter 18 verses 10 through 12 says, There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord. An abomination is something that is extremely offensive to God. And one of the reasons witchcraft is offensive to God is because it puts people in contact with evil spirits, posing as nature spirits to lead them away from God. There are no nature spirits. The only spirits that exist, according to the Bible, are God and His angels, which are good spirits, and Satan and his angels, which are fallen evil spirits. And Satan and his angels will masquerade as good spirits to deceive people and lead them away from God. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 14 through 15 warns, And no wonder, for Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also transform themselves into ministers of righteousness, whose end will be according to their works. Another thing that caught my attention is that when I was researching the 4 elemental spirits for this video, an online post entitled "The 4 Elemental Spirits and Beings" by realitysandwich.com states, "The 4 kinds of elemental beings are each composed of one element, such that mermaids are water spirits, sylphs are air spirits, gnomes are earth spirits, and salamanders are fire spirits." A salamander is portrayed as the fire spirit in Frozen 2. So it seems like whoever wrote the storyline for Frozen 2 had a knowledge of the occult. I don't think this was a coincidence. Also, about the mysterious voice that called Elsa into the enchanted forest that I talked about earlier, it turned out to be the voice of Elsa's dead mother. Elsa ended up having an encounter with the spirit of her dead mother, which revealed some secrets from the past to her. This is Spiritism, which is the belief that departed souls can interact with the living. Wiccans practice Spiritism. An online post entitled "Communicating with the Spirit World" by learningreligions.com states, "Many people in the pagan and Wiccan communities work with spirits and otherworldly beings. Sometimes you may call upon them on purpose. Other times they might just drop in unannounced." The Bible condemns such practices. In the passage we read earlier from Deuteronomy chapter 18, which condemns witchcraft, verse 11 also condemns spiritists and calling up the dead. The Bible indicates that the dead cannot communicate with the living. Job chapter 7 verses 9 through 10 says, "As the cloud disappears and vanishes away, so he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him anymore." The reason being is because the dead are unconscious in the grave. The Bible describes death as a sleep. Psalm chapter 13 verse 3 says, "Consider and hear me, O Lord my God, enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death." And the dead remain that way until the resurrection of life or condemnation. John chapter 5 verses 28 through 29 says, "Do not marvel at this, for the hour is coming, in which all who are in the graves will hear his," meaning Jesus's, "voice, and come forth. Those who have done good to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of condemnation." Those who are saved will be raised in the resurrection of life, but those who are lost will be raised in the resurrection of condemnation. And so you may be asking yourself, if the dead cannot communicate with the living, what are ghosts? Ghosts are just another form that evil spirits take to deceive people. They are demons in disguise. Plain and simple. Back to the movie Frozen 2. After Elsa encountered the spirit or ghost of her mother, she discovered that her mother was a member of the North Uldra people that lived in the enchanted forest. So her mother was a witch and her father was not, and that's where Elsa got her powers from. By the end of the movie, Elsa ends up becoming the queen of the North Uldra people, and her sister Anna takes over ruling Arendelle. So Elsa ends up becoming the queen of the witches. She's a witch and the queen of the witches. By the way, I'm having a sale in my Christian t-shirt store from now through Black Friday until December the 2nd, which includes 20% off on all of my products listed in my store. This is the biggest sale I've had, and it's for a limited time only. Click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen or the Christian t-shirts link in the video description to take advantage of this sale before it's over. Your purchase helps keep my channel going. Frozen 2 exposes children to real witchcraft concepts and paints witchcraft and spiritism in a positive light. The Bible condemns these things. It says they are an abomination to God. The nature spirits in witchcraft and ghosts are nothing more than demons in disguise working to deceive people and lead them away from God. Not to mention the main character of the movie, Elsa, who kids are gonna look up to the most, ends up being a witch herself and the queen of a tribe of witches. That's not a very good role model for children if you ask me. Do you think Frozen 2 is a good movie for kids to watch? Let me know in the comments section. Also, if you've watched Frozen 2 and would like to share your personal opinions or observations about it, feel free to do so in the comments section. I'm going to read them because I'm interested to know what you think as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new and click the bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it and share it. Click on the screen to check out some more of my videos. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.